I just spent a lot of money at Victoria Beckham Beauty, and I want to go through each step of the products that I bought and let you know if they're worth it or not. I've never really found a line of makeup that I can use every single product from. I think some are really good heroes, and then others, you could use affordable products. You don't have to buy every single product from the line, but there are definitely products that I think are worth your money. So let's start out first with skin prep. This is the Cell Rejuvenating Illuminizer. Now this has TFC8. This is a really advanced skincare, so it's not just a skin prep like a regular moisturizer or kind of like a little serum. This has a lot of benefits for your skin. Do I think it's the best illuminizer that I've ever used? No, it does similar job to what other ones do, but like a lot of her products, it's the skincare that's in them, like the foundation. It's not just a foundation, it's also skincare. And this product that is in this illuminizer is top notch. So it's also going to help with, making your skin look amazing every single day that you're wearing it. So you're kind of wearing it as skincare. So for that, I do think that it's worth the money. But if you don't really care about those kind of stuff, you can definitely use any kind of moisturizer that you want. It does have, it is hydrating. So you can just use this by itself, which is really nice. It sits really nice underneath the foundation. So this one is kind of like, it's nice. You definitely don't need it, but there is that added skincare in there. And there's not a ton of skincare products that have this, or skin prep products. It might be in like a moisturizer, but this also has an illuminizer, which is really nice. So I'm going to give this one a 50-50. If you really care about that kind of stuff, get it. If you don't, just use a moisturizer. This is the Baby Blade Eyebrow Pencil. It's a micro tip, so it's really small, but not so small that it's going to break off. I have some eyebrow pencils that are micro, and as soon as I touch it to my skin, it's gone. Like it actually breaks off. So this is small, but it's not so small that it's going to break off. This is one I do like. I do think that this is worth your money because it actually can make those little hair strokes, which again is really rare. So I believe I have this in the color medium brown. I do. And I'm going to go on and start doing those little flicks. I like for my eyebrows to look somewhat natural, and I'm going about my hair color, but if I can, I'll go a little bit lighter. So I think the next time that I get this, I'm going to get the color taupe, or a blonde color, because I did just go back to blonde. I bought this when my hair was a little bit darker, but it's a very natural color. So it doesn't have that orange undertone. And the way it goes on the brows, I think it's the best my brows have ever looked when I used it. I don't know what's in this, but I do think for the price, it's definitely worth your money. It's not an overly expensive product from her. So you can see how it's just like a natural little flush on my eyebrows. So I'm just kind of going over top. I do have microblading, so I usually just go over top of that, but it stayed on all day. All of her products performed really well for me. So even though this is medium brown, it doesn't get too dark. So you can see how I'm doing that little flicking motion. If I get a spot that's too dark, I just take the little spoolie on the other side and add some pressure and just apply to kind of make it look a little bit softer. Now we're going to go into the foundation. We're going to do the base first. This product is 100% worth your money. It's the best foundation I have ever used. It's absolutely amazing. I have it in the color 4 Light. I do know that these have been sold out for a little while. I probably sold it out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who sold it out, but it has been sold out for a really long time. Hopefully it'll come back. When I went to buy this, there was all kinds of, nothing was sold out. So hang tight, go on the wait list. Very much worth it. Again, this has a ton of skincare in it as well. It doesn't say what it it has TFC8 in it. So that's that good skincare product. It has so many benefits. It's crazy. And until her line, I had never heard of it before. I'm going to use my favorite brush, the 109 brush from BK Beauty. Now, the nice thing about this foundation as well is you could just use like maybe 1 or 2 drops, maybe two to 3 drops for your entire face, and it's going to look really sheer and beautiful. But you could also do full coverage. So what I do is I usually kind of spread a little bit on my brush, and then if I need to go back, I'll just go back in for a little bit more. Now, I have a lot of redness, so I usually go lighter over top of my redness, meaning my pressure isn't hard. If you go over top and you're scrubbing, the redness is going to come through. So I try and be really gentle with my strokes. So I'm going to do this side of my face. Now I can also fluff it. And if you're using a brush and you find that you're getting those streak lines, so say if I did this and I got some streaks, I would just tap over top of it, kind of buff the streaks out. So you can see how effortlessly this is making my skin look good. Like I literally haven't even had to work at this. I just put it on my skin, start buffing it in, and it instantly, like it's foolproof. It's instantly making my skin look amazing. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more. I think that was just like 1 drop. I'm not usually a full coverage girl. I like things a little bit softer, but you can see here. How good does my skin look? So it's a very effortless foundation. So this is the side that I have it on. This is the side that I don't. It still looks like my skin. It's just very well evened out. Now, if you're using a foundation like this, I highly recommend using a brush. It is going to look so much better with a brush. If you want the softest little bit of coverage, use your fingers. There's nothing wrong with using your fingers. It's just not going to give that airbrushed kind of light to medium coverage. It's going to go really, really light. Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you like, then do that. So now I'm fully done my foundation. I don't put any of it around my eyes. I'm just going to use concealer for that. You can see how beautiful the foundation looks, okay? Now I did get the concealer, and this also has the TFC8 Luminous Coverage Concealer Pen, and I got this in the shade L1. Just gonna give it a click. Now I don't use too much concealer or I'll look like I'm 100, so I'm just gonna use 2 little dots on the bottom, and then I'm gonna put some on the top. I like to also put some right in my tear duct so that, well, this is the darkest part of my face, is right in here. So I always add some brightening concealer in there. This is the A506 from BK Beauty, which I love. I love using a concealer brush. Again, you can use your fingers, but you're not going to get a lot of coverage. So if you have dark circles and you're using your fingers and you're not getting coverage, that's why. And it's the same as with the foundation. If you want to cover, you do have to tap really light. If you go in and you start to scrub, you're going to scrub off the concealer, and then you're going to be able to see your dark circles. So little taps. I always put my concealer on the top of my eye and then I set it because I want to get rid of all of those purple, blue, red undertones that are on the top of my eye. It's going to make things look a lot brighter when we put on our eyeshadow. So bring this all the way from your lash line to up underneath your eyebrow. We're all done the foundation and we're done the concealer. It looks really good. So I do think that the foundation and the concealer is something that I would get. Next, we're going to go in with the bronzer, and I have this in the color 02. I really wanted to say that most bronzers are the same. You don't need to spend your money on this, but she's incredible. I also got the contour stick. So this is a cream contour, and then this is the powder. It comes in this little container, and it's heavy. The packaging is beautiful, has a little mirror inside. She does use this a lot, and she just draws on the contour. Great for just like a natural, easy, everyday kind of makeup look. And also for your nose, this is what I'm going to be using for my nose. So you could just do one or the other. They're both really nice. Now I'm going to take a brush that's on a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to kind of dip into both, starting about midway down my face and go up towards the top of my ear. Now I would love for you guys to look at how these products look on my face and tell me if you think that they're worth it. Again, we've got the skincare behind a lot of the face products, but if you think, Selena, other bronzers look just as good on you, then tell me. So I'm going to start tapping this going up towards the top of the ear. I like to think of luxury makeup like luxury clothing. There's a white t-shirt that you could buy for $300, and then you can get one for $20. They might still both be 100% cotton and last the same But there's something special about that, you know, the designer shoes. You don't have to buy the expensive products, the expensive clothing. It's really up to you. Whatever you feel best in, whatever you want to try out. It's not like you're going to look like crap in affordable products. So kind of think of it like that. Now I'm putting this right up into my hairline, almost on top of my hair, above the arch of my eyebrow, and all the way up. Down my temple, and then I've put it right here. So you can see how natural it is. Again, it's not orange, but it's giving me that bronzy kind of golden look. I love bronzer. I think it really warms up the face. And the reason that I can put it in so many places is because it is a warm color. It's not a gray undertone, so it's not going to sink our face in. It's really just brightening it up. So you don't have to worry about putting it on the temples and you're going to look like a little skeleton like people think is going to happen. You're using this to really warm up the face. I also take some and put it into my part because that's very white. I haven't seen the sun in a really long time. I'm going to Florida soon, so hopefully Mama will get a little bit of a tan. I could have put that bronzer around my nose, but I'm going to use the contour styler, and this is in the shade Marble. So I think it's this, not the lightest, but the second lightest. I'm going to take this from underneath my eyebrow and start drawing it down my nose. Now I'm going to try and keep these really close together, not so close together that it looks weird, but try not to draw them too far apart or your nose is going to look wider. So kind of just down like that. Down at the end of my nose, I kind of come to a peak at the end. So underneath and then down each side. And then I put some at the end. Do you see how nice that looks on my nose? I haven't blended it out obviously, but I still like the look of it. You can bring this in to your eyeshadow a bit so it kind of continues all the way. Now I also like to do this around my lips. I'm going to put it on the outer border of my lips. So just a little bit, not too much. So right here, it's just going to give my lips a really nice contour. Now this is the Patrick Ta nose contour brush. It's got a little fan on one side. So I'm going to add some pressure and blend this into my skin. So I'm kind of pushing it into the skin. We don't want our nose contour to be really noticeable, but if people aren't standing too close to us, it's going to look really good. And blend up. You can bring this all the way across your eye. So now you can see this looks natural, but it does give the nose some definition. I'm going to do the same around my lips. Just buffing it out so that it's still there, but it's not so visible. Anytime on the website it said Pasha's favorite, I bought that color. So this one is Major. This is the cream blush, which gives the prettiest flush. This apparently is Pasha's favorite. So when I'm doing my blush, I always put on the apple of my cheek and then up towards my temple. I also put some underneath my eye so that everything is going up and there's not that definition between the concealer and my blush. If you're using a cream blush, I highly recommend that you use, or cream product just in general, honestly, a more dense brush. So something flat or dense, it can be on an angle, but you don't want anything too fluffy. So if I was using something like this, it's not going to blend out your cream products as good as something that's short and dense. And when you're blending it out, just push it into the skin. We don't want to swipe back and forth because we can mess up that beautiful foundation that we have. So we're just tapping it into the skin. So you can see the color is really soft pink. It's not too intense. It's just a natural flush color. Especially for every day, that's probably the best thing to go with, is something that's just a little bit on the nose, a little bit more of a natural color. A lot of people forget about their nose, so the contour and then a little blush at the end, and then you can put highlighter there as well. You don't want it to be a little white blob in the middle of your face, so it's important to add some color to it. The blush is really pretty. I do like it, but I don't think it's over the top different than a lot of cream blushes that I have. So if you're only spending a certain amount, I probably wouldn't get the blush. It's not bad. If you have the money, get the blush. But if you're only picking a few things, then I would probably let the blush go and get something, another cream blush from Sephora or from the drugstore. It's just it's not like the most amazing blush I've ever used. I am powdering my T-zone. You always have to set your face or it's gonna move all around on you. So I'm going underneath the eyes, sides of the nose, the forehead, chin, and above the lip. I would never let a client walk out of my chair without having a good amount of setting powder on. You can also go underneath the blush and the bronzer. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the eyes. I bought 2 eye products. So I bought a little eyeshadow palette, this one right here, which I don't have a lot of these types of colors, so I got that. And then I also got a eyeshadow topper. This one's in the color Tea Rose. So you just use your finger for this. It's very pretty. I think this is Posh's favorite. And so you could wear this one by itself or on top of your eyeshadow look to make it look a little fancier. So I'm gonna pick up my eyeshadow brush. This one is the 202, I believe, from BK Beauty. And I'm gonna start with this color. Now, I used this color the other day. It didn't look miraculous to me, but it did look really, really good on. Picking up a little bit, and I'm gonna start this into the crease. I normally wouldn't go with such a dark color, but when you blend it out, it does become a lot lighter. So make sure you're only using a little bit of this. I personally like to start with less product so that I can just dip in and build it up so that you don't have too much on your face and then you're just kind of a mess. So just a little bit, and then we're gonna go into the crease. This eyeshadow is very pretty, very easy to use, but I don't know if it's worth the money. It wasn't cheap, and eyeshadow, you can definitely get cheaper and it works pretty much the exact same. Now what I'm gonna do is take this Tea Rose color. I'm gonna pick this up with my finger and I'm just gonna start tapping it on my lid. So this is kind of going on my lid and then a little bit up into my crease. This color I do like and I would repurchase because it's such a easy product to just tap on top of eyeshadow and make it look really good. And you get a ton of product, by the way. These, they're not small. So because it's not like $200, I think these were only $50. I could be wrong. I do think that it's worth it. It's very pretty. Patrick Ta has similar ones, but they're a lot sparklier. This one has more color and it's got a little bit of shimmer to it, but it's not just all shimmer. You could literally just buy this product and use it by itself, and people would compliment you on your eyeshadow all day. Now, the one product that you guys told me that I needed to get was the eyeliner. Apparently, they're absolutely amazing. So I did get this in the color Cocoa. So it's a dark chocolate brown. Now this glides on really, really easily. Like I barely have to touch it to my eye, and it's a lot of color. It's like a dark, dark chocolate brown, which I love. I don't think these ones are overly expensive, you know, compared to other eyeliners. So I do think these are worth it because they are very effortlessly minimal work and they just really enhance your eye. She also has them in a lot of different colors. So I do kind of want to get some of the other colors. This one wasn't her favorite one. It's like almost like a brown sparkly one that she uses. So I would like to pick that one up. Glides on like a dream, 10 out of 10, and not an overly expensive product. So I would get that. Now I'm going to curl my lashes. So what I'm going to do is squeeze right at the base and then pump. Always curl your lashes before you put on mascara. This is the Future Lash. And I got this, it says smudge-free lifting mascara, and I obviously got this in black. I always use black. Now, this was one of the products that I don't think is worth your money because it took a lot of swipes and it didn't really add any length or volume. I mean, it's not bad and it probably doesn't smudge and stuff, but it didn't, like, I like something like a tubing mascara where, I think she does have a tubing mascara, but this one in particular, I haven't tried those ones, but this one in particular wasn't really giving anything. It was giving nothing. So I'm like really having to work at this, and it's still not making my eyelashes look that big. When I use a tubing mascara, my eyelashes literally touch my eyebrows. And I personally think drugstore mascaras are amazing. Not to get off topic of Victoria Beckham, but I use the Milani tubing mascara. I'll link this with all of the products because this makes my eyelashes huge. And again, it doesn't smudge because it's tubing. So for the price, like this is like probably $6 or $8, where this one, she ain't cheap, go with this one instead. I was slightly obsessed with this lip combo. I think it looked really, really good. Lip liner, this is the color, let's see here, Precision Pencil in the color 2. Get an e.l.f. lip liner. I'm sure we can find something very similar. I think Mellow Mauve is very similar to this. Lip liner, kind of like mascara, you can definitely get cheap. It's nothing fantastic. So I'm gonna line my lips with this. So it's almost kind of like a brown, light brown nude. I really liked the combo, but I don't know if I would, you know, buy every single lip liner from her line. Nothing wrong with the lip liner. It's really good. If you got the money, you're not going to be disappointed. But again, if you're only picking a few products, this is probably, I would probably get an e.l.f. or a NYX or something lip liner. And we can fill them in just a little bit. The gloss is really nice, and it is more of a unique color. I think it's called Tan Line. Yeah, Tan Line. I'm not sure how much this one was, but I don't know if I've seen too many colors like this, and it does look really nice over that kind of nude lip liner. I think this is one of the new colors. I could be wrong, or maybe it's Victoria's favorite. So this little combo is really pretty. Again, it's a lip gloss. It's nothing fantastic. I don't think it has any, oh, it's called Posh Gloss. So maybe this one is her favorite. I'm kind of just blending out that lip liner with it. It's pretty. I think you can find something cheaper that looks very similar to this combo. So not something I would be rushing to buy. But if you use it, you're not going to be disappointed. It is really nice. It's just for the lip combo, I'm sure it's like $100, and you can totally find something like this for 20 bucks. So this is the full look. I do really like it. I feel like I look expensive. I should look expensive since I was expensive. I'm sure I can get the same look with affordable products. Let me know if you guys want me to try and do that to compare. But because of the skincare and some of them, I do like the bronzer. I do like that eyeshadow. So there's some things that I would repurchase that I really do like. The foundation is 100%. I think it's going to be my foundation for life. Like, I can't picture finding something else as good. But let me know what you guys think. Was this worth the money? A lot of the products are not, like, some of them are not overly big, like the blush. It's not huge. So what do you guys think? Let me know. I'll link all the products for you guys in the description so that you can take a look, see what you want to get. And like I said, for the foundation, just go on the wait list, and then when your shade comes in stock, get that. It will, nothing short of life-changing.